Hey, Eric, I'm so glad you could join us. Could you give us a little bit of an introduction about yourself? And I hear you work for a watershed group in Saskatchewan. Could you give us a little bit of background about your work and where you work?
Sure thing. So my name's Eric. I'm one of the watershed technicians at the North Saskatchewan River Basin Council, and we're a nonprofit based out of central Saskatchewan. And we've been working on source water protection and land stewardship projects since 2008. We've worked with various RM communities, multiple First Nations, schools, and industry on environmental stewardship initiatives and programming.
Wow, that sounds like you guys do a lot of different work and work with lots of different communities. So I guess I'll just keep going with a few more questions. What changes have you seen to the freshwater health and or shoreline development taking place in your area in recent years?
Yeah, so the prairie region, it's been in a drought in the recent years, and water levels in general are down for lakes and rivers in central Saskatchewan lately. And producers are facing a higher risk of blue-green algae in wetlands and dugouts for watering cattle. So getting water tested is highly encouraged. With the drought and prolonged heat this last summer, many lakes as well experienced more algae blooms than usual. Regarding shoreline, some municipalities are taking action on protecting shoreline and shoreline vegetation by adding new bylaws to lake shores in their region.
Okay. Well, that sounds, yeah, like you have unique issues happening in Saskatchewan and that there are communities on board to mitigate some of those problems. So how did you initially hear about the Natural Edge program and also Watersheds Canada? And I guess what made you or and as well the NSRBC interested in partnering in this program and these projects?
For sure. Yeah, we heard about the Natural Edge program through our existing partnership with Watersheds Canada, delivering as well the Love Your Lake program. So we saw the Natural Edge program as a perfect follow-up program to the Love Your Lakes program. Our watershed has many recreational lakes that get lots of traffic in the summertime and some in the winter, some of which have extensive cabin and shoreline development. With a number of urbanized, quote unquote, lawn to water properties we've seen, there's a huge opportunity to teach property owners the importance of a natural shoreline and the benefits that has. The Natural Edge program provides that opportunity to not only get plants to the landowners for their shore, but it gives them a great deal, more importantly, to teach them about the impact of fertilizers, leaky septic tanks, erosion, lack of vegetation, and how they can make a difference through that natural edge or buffer of that diverse native flora and how it brings integrity to their shoreline and for lake health in general.
Awesome. And how do you think the Natural Edge program will address and fix problems, those problems you explained just now, that are currently happening in the area?
Good question. So at numerous lakes within our watershed, this program, it kind of goes against the norm of kind of clearing lakefront property entirely to have all beach, all lawn, or all astroturf. We've seen that in many cases with much of the shorelines over here at these lakes. Instead, landowners participating in this program, they show people a sustainable way of not only protecting their shoreline, but doing their part to guard the lake from nutrient runoff and erosion. Education through a feel-good helping nature program like this one, it goes a long way to influencing how people view nature and what they're willing to do to their property to help protect it.
Great. Thanks, Eric. And just a few more questions. What role do you think individual property owners have in stewarding freshwater health?
Oh, spread the word. Lake life is casual. Landowners typically have a relationship with other cabin owners and their neighbors. Yeah, by all means, tell people about the program and what they can do to get involved. There are all kinds of factors that play into the health of a lake and human impacts that relate to that. Like checking your septic tank each year, refraining from using fertilizer on your property, which could run into the lake, and maintaining that shoreline buffer to prevent and in some cases mitigate the erosion that's present in areas. It's great ways to help promote sustainability overall.
So yeah, you outlined some really good points that people can take home and even just start doing one of those things or two of those things, and they can start small and go on. So why do you think shoreline naturalization is important?
Yeah, that natural buffer or riparian zone, as it's called by some, that vegetation along the lake, it serves many purposes in nature. And the extensive root system, for example, the native trees, the shrubs, the grasses, they give structure to the soil. So it makes it more resilient and resistant to erosion, kind of holds it all together in a sense. The plants also take up excess nutrients from water runoff coming over the land before it enters the lake, its final basin. And so it acts as like a natural filter as well. So, and of course, providing food and habitat for local wildlife for sure.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Eric. Those are great points that I'm sure we can all practice and, spread the word about the program and get some more traffic going. Thanks.
Thank you.